746, 36 degrees, and a local businesswoman not only surviving the real estate market in a very difficult time, she's sharing her wisdom for women on how to get ahead in the business world. Kaira Sturdivant Rouda's new book is Real You Incorporated. She is president of Real Living Real Estate with her husband and joins us this morning. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
I'm holding this, and you're saying this book, Real You Incorporated, is hot off the presses. Came out when? Last week?
Last week, yep.
What are the early reviews like?
Well, you know, it's really hard to tell because it just got shipped across the country, and it's in Canada and the UK now too. But when you go to Amazon, which I do every day now because
I'm sure
yes,
you do.
kind of compulsion, it's #8 in women in business books. So that's kind of exciting.
That's a good start. Then.
Yeah, I'm right below Susie Orman.
Right below Susie Orman.
Yes, yes.
So this is your first attempt at writing. What comes out of this? You're talking, I guess, about the challenges women face in the business world. You've got some 20 years experience in that. What are some of those challenges?
Well, you know, it's been, and as you know, I mean, the world hasn't necessarily been equal for men and women in business. But
true.
Since the internet and with kind of the ability to level the playing field with online networking, women are really starting to burst on the scene as entrepreneurs. A woman starts a business every 60 seconds, which is an amazing fact. In Columbus, almost 40% of all the privately held companies are 50% or more female-owned. So that's another great stat. So I think it's starting to get even. I think everybody who has kind of those inspirational ideas out there, with the internet, with the PC, you can make your dreams come true.
Is there a particular personality type that has to drive an entrepreneurial effort? Does a woman have to be type A in order to succeed, or are there other ways that you can do this and be successful?
I don't think so. I think you can have passion no matter what your personality type, and I talk a lot about that in the book. I organize it around a chart, so I call it the Real You Incorporated chart, the book name. So it starts with you knowing who you are at the center and who you want to become, what you are, and then tuning into your passions. So if you're passionate about real estate, or if you're passionate about inventing a product to change something, if you keep that passion true, you're unstoppable.
Now, let me ask about this. One of the things that you mentioned is your advice to women is to keep it real.
Yeah.
Does that relate to knowing who you are, or what does that mean?
Yeah, that means that always staying true to the you inside you, but also being authentic. You know, being confident and authentic, because today with just brands everywhere and everybody bombarding, you need to not only know what you're trying to convey, but what your consumer wants to buy. And that's where that authenticity comes through.
A little bit of what they want to hear.
Yeah.
3 action steps you said for women to get organized, to take a break, and to allow yourself to think big and be ambitious. Take us through some of that. How does somebody do that?
So getting organized, I would suggest, because I'm a visual person, writing things down. It's really important.
It can be very helpful.
Yeah, so whether you've learned a goal set by writing a list, I make a chart that's kind of visual and circular, but you've got to sit down and write down your dreams. Even if you can't implement them right away, even if you're busy at home with kids, later on you can, and having that in front of you really helps you. That's the get organized part.
And that can help with some of those other things in terms of thinking big and being ambitious. And you just mentioned something that I wanted to talk about before we have to break away here. Balancing being mom. You've got 4 children. You work with your husband. How tough is it, and what would you suggest to people out there about balancing family and a job, especially when you're the entrepreneur?
Right. I always say that there's no such thing as balance in the sense that every day there's going to be something off, but where you find balance is inside. If you know you're doing the best you can in every one of those aspects, and you're there for yourself, that's balance.
Is it hard to do?
I think so. I mean, I think it's fun though too, because it's fun working with your spouse. It is.
It is?
Yeah.
You got to have some understandings of who's in charge, or?
Well, no. Well, it depends on the situation, right? It's a give and take.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Kaira Rouda's book is Real You Incorporated. It's for sale at local bookstores or on the website, and we put a link to her website on ours. So go to myfox28columbus.com, and you can